Great and beautiful morning and evening to you all, wherever you are joining me at this hour. Welcome to 313 edition of Investdata Trading Academy live with Ambrose. Yes, today is the last trading day of the week, and the market across the globe has remained in a very volatile mood. We can see changes up and down movement in this different zone of the world. In US, we are seeing the market is slightly mixed. We are seeing also in Europe market is trying to slow down, and in Asia, Asia is a mixed market as we speak. Why Africa is not left behind? This morning down here in in our local market, we are seeing that the NGS is looking up, marginally, even being the last trading day of the week. We are seeing that the what we saw yesterday, market is extending that recandle buying interest that we saw yesterday. The market recorded 100% buy. That trend is on this morning, even when it's not the margin at this hour is not much, but still market is in the green, which is a good news also for us here. Yes, you can see that the activities in the market locally here is a bit quiet. We are not seeing to a good volume to show that yes, there is a trigger in the market as to speak. Yes, market is waiting for that trigger, but I'll tell you, design investors are using this opportunity to position their portfolio, looking at the numbers that we've released so far, and also the expected first year bank result, and also at all eyes on the physical authority to see how the portfolio for ministers will be assigned to the different ministerial nominee that they were just recently confirmed by the Senate. I think that is what market is waiting for here. But also, don't forget that what is happening in ECOWAS region is not so good thing that yes, it's not affecting us as we speak, but I tell you that will be kind of a resentment for designing investors like that, foreign investors. When I mean foreign investors to come, but for here we don't have fear because our market have been supported for the past 4 years from 2020 to date. Okay, that's 3 years now. By local investors and the external investor. I see activities trying to improve when this the external investor here start putting their portfolio. But like I always say, despite what is happening in our local market here, know when to take profit and also keep your eyes on the market. Let your chart guide you. Let also what is the real happening in the economy also guide you, because I tell you, since the reinvestment is against the future, it is what will support that future performance that we want to key into, not the past performance that has happened. What will drive a better performance in these companies, these sectors that we want to also be keen into when it comes to what decision making at this hour. Yes, we'll go back to what is happening in in Asia market. Asia market, I told you, is mixed. But I'll tell you, because of the concern about the weak or negative economic data emerging from for China, but because of the outlook of OPEC and all those stuff, we are seeing a mixed sentiment in that region, and also looking at the figure that came in terms of consumer price index for US yesterday. These are what also is driving that mixed trend in that zone. But for me, there's no cause for alarm. Looking at that kind of movement in that environment is expected, but knowing that China is the largest economy, the second largest economy in terms of after US. We are seeing that since oil price has continued to move up, despite slowing down today to trade around 86.09 dollars as we speak now. There's a lot of what expected a weak demand, despite also expected increased output of sale oil. All these are what is driving the market. The focus for OPEC against the next year also is what also people are trying to position. And don't forget that in Saudi Arabia, they're also saying that they will supply food to Asia continent as from month of September. These are what's also driving the market. It's unfortunate for us in Nigeria that even as oil price has gone even above $85, touching $87 per barrel, we are still not producing enough in Nigeria. Even in the current report that we released, that our production has also declined or kind of dwindling. For me, it's not a good news for us here. But I believe that other oil producing continent or country or nation also will also be enjoying this new price. But I believe that once we go also to put our home in order, just to make sure that we take advantage of this oil price at this point to drive our FS, and at the same time knowing that that is the major exchange, the foreign product we export. I believe that government and those in concern should look at that and make sure that that's upgraded up. But in Europe, like as I was saying, Europe was saw that the market today was seeing the market sliding down, but despite the better than expected UK growth data that was but that was unable to trigger sentiment, but because people are digesting the rise in 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 the US inflation, despite cooling down somehow, but moving from three from three 3% as at June to 3.2 against the 3.3 expected or forecast from the economy. Yes, you might say it's cooling down, and this is also going to determine how far the Fed will go, the decision will go coming their next policy meeting. But I believe this is what is also driving that mixed market we see in Europe at this hour. And don't forget that when US consumer price index look up like this, it's expected also to kind of boost. They expected that the Fed on other region also will keep their rate either their rate unchanged, or they will they adjust up. But being a kind of a moderate growth, and for me, it's also cooling. Looking at it, we might see that Fed might likely keep rate unchanged in September meeting, and that will be good for the market. And also it also remain substantial above what the central bank is expecting. That inflation forecast for them is around 2%, and now it touched 3% back to 3.2. We'll see that before the end of the year we'll see where it's going. But I think this include that Fed might also leave rate unchanged in their next meeting. And if that happens, that will also be good for the market, as I've said earlier. But I think with the positive GDP figure from UK is a good pointer, but the market did not react to that. That's why that because of the result, the inflation figure, there was kind of a pause now. We believe that in next week, as market digest this figure and also look at the inflation rate in UK, that might also determine where it will swing to in this region. But I believe that in the midst of the macroeconomic data, we are seeing a pointer where the economy is going, and because of this oil price also looking up, that might change the trend of inflation. But inflation is being tailed as most of the Western countries has adopted this almost more than a year rate hike. It might also change the mode of the economy, and that would be very nice at the end of the day. Yeah, but crude oil, I'll tell you, likely as to speak now, just slightly down. But don't forget that this today is Friday. We'll see what will happen next week, but we'll keep our eyes on these data to guide us on what to do because they have impact. And the US inflation data also is part of what's slowing down because dollar also is climbing. And don't forget that when dollar is up, we expect to see a weaker demand for commodity. But when we see dollar pulling back, that will also be a plus for commodity market. But let's see what as it goes into the new. It's very very important that we have all this at the back of our mind as we are looking at the market. Because we don't look at the market from one way. You have to have it as a holistic approach to know exactly what you are doing in the market. So at the end of the day, it will balance your decision. Yeah. Yes, we quickly look at what is happening in US. So I can look at our market and see what the market is doing right away here. That will also help us to know exactly what to do in our own market here as investors or traders. Because the way the market is now, I think the market has come back almost to where from the pullback we saw the previous day. Yesterday came back, and this morning we are seeing also extending that position, which is also good for me. But we need to also consider a lot of things at this moment. Why is it very important that the inflation data we're expecting to hit the market by next week will also give us an insight to what investors should be doing with that inflation data that is we're expecting. At the same time, the ministerial portfolio also will be there, and even the recent upgrade by S&P. I have not seen much, but I see that our banks are really not, for me, as maintaining stability, even in terms of price. If you look at the big names, the price of GT Code and Zenith Bank, I see that the price are remain stable, and that of UBI has remained also stable around this 14 and above. You can see because we expect to see that result from this FSA bank might also shape the market again. And don't forget, we expect to see the result are from towards the last week of August and early week of September for us to know what they are, what the banks have done and how their new policy in terms of dividend policy, knowing that now the banks have done pretty well, the ones that are really result, what will be the impact of it on what on their payout. It's very important that this also is being considered in addition on what to do in the market right away. Because once you have that at the back of your mind, it will help you to know exactly what to do when it comes to what taking a investment decision. I believe that investors should not just panic. Yes, market might look dull, but we know that you are in right stock. Like I said, as you are kind of rebalancing your portfolio, you must know what should be in your portfolio. Even when you are doing equity, you are not doing bond. Some that are doing the two cannot know how to adjust their holding portfolio percentage. Either you do 30, 70, or do 80, 20, 60, 40, depending your risk appetite. You need to understand all this again because it's very important. Don't just stay one side of the market. But for those that are not into one, you can also rebalance your portfolio using the sector that you see that there's more prospect for the company to sustain their number in a positive light. That is also what will guide us when we're taking a decision right away now, because it's very important to do that, or to expect that when results start coming back, you will see that things are also changing in that regard. But I believe that there's potential in the market. There's no cause for panicking, like I always say, because I see light at the end of the tunnel. But always know I buy into right stock. Make your portfolio a defensive one that is balanced with both the growth stock, value stock, dividend paying stock, and defensive stock, so that at the end of the day, despite where the market shake to, you are in order. Once you have done that, I tell you, you are in a good position. Just like yesterday, all eyes are on the inflation figure. Today in US, we're also looking at to see the producer price index also, and this also new, and also what is happening in the new industry, in the new technology industry about AI, artificial intelligence. All these are what is shaping all these movement we are seeing in the market. The impact of the soft than expected US inflation data. All these and also all eyes on world producer price index for the month of July. These are what is shaping the market as we speak now. Like I told you earlier, that US market remain mixed ahead of what ahead of this PPP data that also PPI data that also hit the market today. So they further digest and consider where to go. But don't forget that the last slab or the rush for earnings season is also coming. We're seeing more numbers hitting the market, and these numbers are missed, and markets also reacting that direction. And this also what is shaping sentiment in the matured market. I believe that the more these numbers come, the more investors in this environment also react to this number. But back to our market, this morning we saw the earnings release from Universal Insurance. That was 2 days ago. We saw the one that came from Cornerstone Insurance. These are half year results. If you look at the number that came from Universal Insurance this morning, you have to look at it. Yes, it's an impressive number, which also kind of corroborate what we have been saying about the policy impacting the industry or passing the sector. You can see the adjustment in their premium has also played out, and others also they change the policy in terms of investment. Also have boosted their exchange gain, which also have impacted some of these components. But for me, the results from uh, from Universal Insurance is not actually bad, but just will guide you. We saw that the gross premium from this investment moved from 3.44 billion to almost 5.2 billion for the period under review. This is up to like about 40.70% in the green. But if you look at also the PAT, after the PAT, you can see they've taken before you get to PAT, cost of operation, also taking off kind of claims that were they paid. But at the end of the day, the profit after tax, we're seeing that it moved from 795.7 million to 948.118 million. That's about 12 to 13% up. For me, it's not also a bad one. Also, but this is time that this sector are also doing well. It shows you that both all the number that come from insurance, we have not seen one that apart from prestige assurance that we saw a decline in their bottom line. Others have been consistently looking up, and that's transferred to a earning per share of 6 kobo against the 5 kobo posted in 2022. But if you look at the operating cash flow for this insurance company, Yes, we saw a decline for the period for the 6 months to 251.71 million from 594.21 million in 2022. And you see, when you are seeing a decline in the cash flow of the company, I tell you that yes, earnings is looking up, but it gives you an insight to where you keep your eyes closely to that number to see is how far this trend, if this trend continue, says that the number you are seeing that is in green or looking up, or no, is not sustainable. When company earnings is looking up and your cash flow is looking down, that earnings you are seeing is not sustainable. I will let you know so that you know how to consider it when we are looking at it or we are looking at number. But when the two are looking up in the direction, say that so the meaning of that earnings you are seeing is high. So when a company is expanding its cash flow, that will support your profit and that will support what growth in the company in terms of a number. But when earnings is going up and your cash flow, operating cash flow is declining, it shows that that number we are seeing is a matter of time to find its level. Yes, back to the market life now. We want to look at the NGS. NGS as we speak now is trading around the 65,336.11. Is up by 131, sorry, 131.29, up by 0.18. That's almost 0.2 as we speak in the grade. And put for me, it's not a bad one. But we're also seeing a missed market break now. Why I say market break, we're having a 13 loser against 11 gainers. But while the Asian index is a gain, this is a mixed market. I can see that in the beginning of this week, we have seen a quiet market with no volume, but seeing no buyers and sellers struggling to dominate in the market. Today, you see buyers on. The other day, you see yesterday, I told you we saw 100% buy. The previous day, we saw 100% sell. This morning, we are seeing also sellers are gradually on winning, having a 13 losers and 11 gainers. I believe that before the market, close for the day, we might see a balance or we'll see more buyers in the market, knowing that all eyes are to see what the inflation figure will look like. Now that will determine where funds will also be flowing. We saw that there's a decline in in this week TB option rate from 12.15 to around 9.6. That also tells you that this adjustment will continue. If you see inflation moving higher against this, it tells you that return is also entering more negative in that fixed income. I'll tell you that also might see funds flying. Let's keep our finger to see what happens the end of trade today and the week that we are entering, hopefully by next week, by God's grace, next week. Yes, if you look at the top winners, I've said, you see that we are seeing NMR where leading there with 10%, followed by Prestige, Assurance. We are seeing ROT Briscoe, Universal Insurance, and the NIMEC. These are the top users to speak. But if you look at the top gainers now, we are seeing Veteran Capital leading 10%. We are seeing DSK also back to about 9.8% up. Cornerstone also seeing Guinea Insurance and Leakage Assurance. These are the top gainers right away. If you look at on the volume chart with the activities to see the number of trade and the highest trade so far. Yes, we are seeing the Universal Insurance also leading there about 36.17 million share traded so far, followed by Fidelity around the 19.34 million share traded. DTCO also trading around 13.7 million share traded so far, and Sterling NG, yes, also doing 12.5 million shares traded, and I think Living Trust Mortgage also have done 9.5 million shares so far. Yes, relatively you can see that the volume traded so far is low, and that has been that the trend in the market since the beginning of the week, volume is relatively low, and all eyes are on this volume to give us a clear direction where the market is going from here. But still, we're still in a buying position, which also for me is not a totally bad thing. But let's go to the chart to get more of what is happening right away in the market. Yes, you can see here that like we said yesterday that the first strong support level was here, which you can see. Then a pullback. We'll draw another line here yesterday. If you're in the class, you understand what I mean. But right now we're seeing that market has come up again, but now about to take off the first resistance level, which is yet to do that. Once market break out this first resistance level, we're looking at the second one, which is up here, and you can see that market is trading above 65,000 mark and slightly above the T line. When go there, you will see it for yourself. Looking at the T line, our exponential 8 days exponential moving average. That is our T line. That tells you, it helps you also to act as what as support and resistance. Even as we are using the index action performance here, I tell you that it's a raw one like price is king. Also here, what is happening in the market also give you a guide. Here is the peak, but speaking now, this is the first resistance level. After this breakout, before we're looking at up here, but let's see how the market goes today. But as we speak now, market is slightly in green, 0.18. For me, it's not a bad thing right now. Good one for the market, and also we're seeing it down here on the volume. You can see that it's also green. Let's call other indicators that we need to look at this market right away. We are bringing a two trend. No, we're not using MACD today. We're going to use stochastic today for a reason, so that you see the momentum in the market where it is and what you should be doing with that right way. Okay, stochastic. Yes, I want to show something. This our momentum indicator here on this I mean, I can see the momentum indicator. Even when the market tried to rebound here, you can see it yesterday. Now you can show that the sign of weakness here. It tested almost the 50. I tell you that even at this point, you can see where the momentum is. The momentum is very, very high. Even when it broke down, that is where it started looking down. But this reverse we saw yesterday, the momentum is still relatively strong, because it just tested 50. Most try to look up, but this blue one is the one that has not gone far. You can see it's still above 50. Once it cross up again, say that the strength in the market is still very, very strong there. And also, if you look at this black, blue, and red line is the 50 days moving average, exponential, and simple moving average, and the market is above it. Like I said, as far as the market is above the 50 days moving average, I tell you that this market for small investors is when you sit down, and now market has gone back, across the T line. The T line here is the black line you are seeing. You can see. For me, there's no cause for alarm, I always say, but let's keep our eyes. Don't be carried away with this, but always know when to take your profit. For the good thing that you can see this momentum here, which is a good one for us. But quickly, also we'll go back to the live chart. So you can see the live chart now, almost the same pattern, and I can see that the blue line is the blue line is the T line. I see that the market is slightly above it, just like I showed you earlier there. And the money flow is looking down to 50. That is the only concern. But also, if you look at this stochastic relative strength index, you can see here that the market was going up where it is, and this is why I tell you that this regular stochastic indicator, you have to understand. That's why I use the one I just showed you, that is customized one to help us to read the momentum. Most times people want to say this at overbought, over this overbought region. At times you can misread it and make it to jump out of a position. Also, you can read it well, be able to enter on time. And it also help you to also might lead you not to miss opportunity to jump into the market. But now looking at the one we are seeing here, you can see that it's already at the almost people will say this level is the oversold region, or what they call it, oversold region. But I'll tell you the way it is now, the blue line is almost crossing the red one. That is, the momentum is coming back, but money flow are going to look down. Even when we are seeing the market yesterday rebounding, yesterday we are seeing that money flow is still looking down. From where it is, where it stopped around the 62 down to almost 50 now. We are seeing, and this trend, until we see this reversal, that is weak here. I see that the later were telling us that market is already at near its oversold region. That means we might see, even when it is looking up here, you can see, this might see the right time for it to be jumping into the stock. But look at where it's coming from, and when it went up, didn't go much here, it started coming down. And for me, that's why I show you the first chart to read it. We will make it clear. But at times, this market remaining here, if you are afraid, look at when the market are remain above the T line. Stochastic, relatively tell you that market is down. You will have jumped out here because market is down, and it continue the uptrend. That's why you must understand to read what, even when it comes here, it touch again, it continue the trend. But once you see that it's above the T line, to give you confidence where the market is going, Even when it touched here to pull back here, you can see, that was still, it tested it down. Next day, come up, continue on the uptrend, but it remained in that level. Start coming down again. You see this were profit taken down here. These are the things which also work the market very well to know exactly what is happening in the market. So I said, let me call this chart like to help us to know exactly what we're doing. This is a daily chart. We quickly look at what 1 hour time frame is doing. Let's look at 1 hour time frame. What is doing? On the 1 hour time frame, you can see that the market as we speak now is above the T line. To understand, you can see the sharp movement here. And momentum is coming, strength is coming back to the market. This stochastic oscillator with a what with a relative strike index of 70 and 70 and 30. 80 and 20. We are seeing almost touching around 80. On the 1 hour chart, see that there is also money flow has turned up already on a 1 hour chart. For me, it's a good one. Then quickly look at the 15 minutes. Then now look at another two stocks before we go. 15 minutes, you can see that it's far above the T line, and you can see that money flow is also good looking up at this hour around 75. For me, this is not a bad signal, because the shorter time frame market confirm that there's strength in the market. These are the things why you want to look at all this trend. But if you want to look at in the long term, then you now come and look at the weekly and monthly. Today is the last trading of the week. Not to stop what to look at what is happening on the weekly chart. The weekly market remain what above the T line. Even when it tries to test the T line, it still remain there. But the candlestick formation at the end of the day, we will know for the weekly chart. You can see where the oscillator RSI is reading. There is still strong momentum in the market on the weekly chart. You can see what is telling us. Then you can quickly look at on the monthly chart. What is the good? That's why I'm looking at a longer time frame. You can see where the market is right away now. Then above 65, you can see it here right now. 65 300 and the 11 I can see right from here. There's no cause for. I can see also your momentum indicator is becoming stronger. I can see the way it's going. There's no cause for alarm in the market as we speak. Yes, quickly look at those stocks that are in the gainer stack. Now that we're seeing that we look at cornerstone yesterday, let's look at we're seeing GSK coming back on the gainer stack. Let's look at the momentum that we're seeing in GSK. How far will it go? So that investors will know what to do in this regard. How far will it go? Let's check GSK Nigeria. This is a monthly chart for GSK. Now you can see for yourself. The monthly chart for GSK, you can see for yourself what is happening there. Now you can see that it has got the T line. The monthly chart, you can see momentum. Then also go back in that regard down to weekly chart. Weekly chart, you can see sign of indecision here. You can see here, buyers and the sellers are struggling to get dominance in the market. You can see thanks for weekly chart. Then you can now come and look at the day chart for today. On the day chart, you can see that it pulled back with money flow looking down. But right this morning now, money flow is already looking up. But you can see it has not made a U-turn here. But I tell you, the momentum is still very strong. Even when it pulled back on profit taking for 2 days, you can see that it's just trying to look up again. We now look at 1 hour chart for GSK. That will give you that GSK and 1 hour chart has crossed the steel line with a good volume and money flow, even after touching almost money flow looking at almost a low. Now it has started coming up again. You can see in the last 2 hours what has happened. Maintain that with green. Here you can see volume is also looking up on around 42 points, and we see that it has shown oversold the drop before, but now you can see that it's coming up again to go with that direction. You can see when it was up, you can see the men are good, but when it stayed down, you can see it was coming down, but now it has picked up in the up direction, which is a good news for the market, for the stock, sorry. And now on a 15 minutes chart too, we are seeing a positive position. You can see it here. As it pick up this morning, in the last can see that it still maintain that up position. Let's keep our finger crossed for this stock. It's a good one that we know that the information is about sentiment about the market, what expected the company will use to settle as they plan to work to exit, to close down the operation here in Nigeria and not only other countries as they find to go back. That means it shows that they are changing their business model at the implication, and you can't force them to stay. For the market is free entry and free exit. But investors are expecting that they might likely be higher than what what is selling. But I'll tell you, investors should not be carried away. The book value of the company also has shown that yes, the book value shows that the price is selling now is above the book value of the company, which is around 771 kobo, 75 kobo. And nobody knows if they say they're going to sell the assets and pay off, then you might expect a little above that or even at that book value, depending what sale will approve at the end of the day. Yeah, but finally, we look at another stock in that inner star this hour. Okay, let's go back to see what is happening in the user chart. User chart, yes, I've seen prestige, NMR where these stocks here that for me, the number that came from Universal Insurance also I put the price even in the red this morning, even that the number is not a totally bad one. Let's also look at what is happening Fidelity that listed some additional share this morning. Those shares, we know that it's a preferential share for uh, for those that are participating in the private placement of the bank. Let's look at what is happening there right away. What is happening in Fidelity Bank in terms of performance, what are we expect to see? Yes, really in the last 15 minutes, you can see what is happening. The stock is still below the T line. We're seeing volume here. We're seeing the momentum is looking down. And money flow is low. For me, let's be very careful. Let's go to a day chart to see. A day chart is trying to come up. A day chart, but yet to break out the T line is a day chart. Yeah, this T line serves as resistance and support. Once you break out this line, that's another journey or two. But still below, it tested it, but has not broken down. And I see that momentum is very, very weak here. Looking at the oscillator and RSI relative strength index, you can see that the fall behind the trend, the reversal we're seeing here, or the uptick here is very, very weak. Look at where it is. And money flow is looking down almost below 50, around 51 now as we speak. I think we should just watch and see what happens. But for those top companies we expect to see their World Trade dividend, which I will quickly look at UBA in this regard. Let's look at UBA, what is happening in UBA, United Bank. Consider this company on a day chart. You can see that it has been trading above the T line. T line has been a support level for the stock. You can see going up. Even consider money flow has dropped to almost 28 below 50. But we are seeing that momentum is also improving to reflect this what these activities of buyers and sellers in this regard. That much people, but money flow is looking down. This is a mixed technical, but I believe that once we see a clearer value, especially when the number hit the market, that will tell you where it's going and also the strength of the numbers that will come. That is likely to also come with a dividend, the anti-dividend announcement or appropriate action. That will also depend how far the stock will go. But look at on a 1 hour chart what UBA is doing right away. Still very strong on above the T line on the 1 hour chart. For me, it's okay. You can see the momentum here. 1 hour chart said that 400 entering the stock above 50, almost 58 to 60, 68, 59. This is a good one for. That's why you need to check other time frame when you are looking at your chart or your price action to know what is happening at that particular time. Timing is very, very more important when it comes to what equity trading. If you look at the 15-minute chart for UBA. Yes, even when we were saying buy and sell here, profit taking activities are not those buying and also, but it remain above the T line. But once it come under the T line, that's where we are responsible. But speak now is above what the T line, even on 15-minute chart. And we are seeing that the money flow is looking down around 66. But let's keep our finger crossed in the market and what market is looking for what a positive information. And all this, know exactly when to take your profit. Don't be carried away with an upside market. Yes, market has tried to resist here, broken down the 65,000 mark. I'll tell you at the end of the day, if there's no positive information, you can see market going back to 62 before coming up again powerfully. But let's keep our finger crossed and watch. Yes, by Monday, we might not do the live class on Monday. I have a program to attend. I will not be available. We'll start the live class again as from Tuesday. But the Q&A will be also will be available. We'll hold that one. No, that one will go there tomorrow, hopefully by 12 noon by God grace. On this note, I say see you and enjoy the rest of your trading day for today. I will see you again on Tuesday afternoon by God grace. Enjoy your trading. Bye.